Hello, fellow movie watchers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Movies I've watched. The Choice. Got a couple actors that I'm not really familiar with. But it was a good movie, heartwarming movie. Worth your watch. Pretty entertaining. Makes you think. Guess you could say The Choice. I mean, you know, life is choices. Guy faced some pretty tough choices. You've been trumped. All about Donald Trump and what he did over in Scotland in his golf course. I mean, the movie portrays him as a bastard, basically. The locals, well, I probably really shouldn't tell you the stories. That way I don't want to spoil it for you. But the bottom line is that if he's elected president and he fights this hard for the country, as he does in his business dealings, we're going to be okay. Crips and Bloods, Made in America, narrated by Forrest Whitaker. I mean, very telling movie. You know, what we see on the TV news and mass media about what's going on out in the streets, it's pretty much one-sided. I mean, a lot of the ideas that we all have are formed by what we see, what we read, what we hear. But a lot of it's propaganda, and I've really come to realize that in the past decade or so. I realize I've been being lied to constantly by design. Well, this movie shed some light on the truth about what's going on out there and why. I mean, it takes it all the way back to the 60s. And the thing is, everything in this movie, you know, I lived through those times. So I know what's right, I know what's wrong, I know what's true, what's false. Moving on. Orange is the New Black, Season 3. Just entertaining, but the only thing is, I don't think prison is that much fun. I don't think prison's that easy. I think they're doing, unless maybe you go to Club Fed, like, you know, where Hillary Clinton belongs. But it's still a good series to watch. I'm looking forward to Season 4. And then, next, Far from the Maddening Crowd. There's 3 versions of the movie. They've got the one that was just released. Then they got the original one with Julie Christie. And then they got the one that's the BBC. Now, I don't really read much about these movies before I watch them. It just, you know, I'll see a preview or I'll see it's a new release and I'll just pick it up. And in this case, I saw there was all 3. So I said, okay, I'll watch all 3 just for the heck of it. Well, let me warn you one thing. These movies are almost 3 hours long. It's a long movie. I mean, in the Julie Christie version, in the it actually comes up intermission. If you remember back in the olden days, when you go to the movies, sometimes they had intermission where they'd have to change the reels, or you go out, you get your popcorn, go to the bathroom, get another Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever, and then come back in and watch the rest of the movie. That's how long it is. Now, do I have a favorite? I can't really say. I like them all. Entertaining. The only problem is once you see it once, and then you know the story, and then you start doing the compare contrast. You know, the BBC version. I mean, they had almost all English actors, so a little authenticity to it. The latest version, I would say, if you get the latest version, definitely watch the bonus the extra features, bonus features, added features. And I listen to the commentary of the actors and the directors and the producers and how they talk. It's not really what they say, but how they say it. You know, I mean, if you're one of my trading buddies, you know I always say it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So in this case, how they describe these things, it's very interesting because I don't speak that way. And hearing somebody, you know, talk about things like that, you know, they have a deeper level and a passionate level. It's kind of interesting. Sometimes it's easy to pat, you know, just kind of wave it off as them being pretentious or whatever. But no, they're being real. That's how they are. And it's pretty interesting. So anyway, those are the movies that I've watched. I hope you've enjoyed the movies that you've been watching. Once again, thanks for watching my movie reviews, the 30 or 40 people that watch them. I don't know what to do to get the view count up, but that's okay. But anyway, no matter what you do, when you're watching movies, don't run out of popcorn.